Why is it so important that you've built such a great culture?
You enjoy work as much as you would your regular day life, right?
We've got a great culture. I think it's a good balance of work and fun. Maybe a bit more fun.
I think one of the things I say this to people when they talk about the culture at Wise is, I don't want to work in a boring place.
So I want to see how in sync you really are. So we're going to do a Mr. and Mrs.
Exactly.
So
Who is more high maintenance?
Yeah.
I asked a couple of people based on your premise, and they said you as well.
Who said that?
When you're not in the room, busy people, how do you make sure that the culture is still there or how you want it to be?
The reason it comes through so quickly at Wise, if you get someone that doesn't share that work ethic, is because everyone supports each other. There is a temptation when you're a perfectionist and control freak, you know, which I think me and James are both borderline perfectionists and control freaks to an extent, right? And it's just...
Who is the best at keeping secrets? Yeah.
Dan hasn't spoke to him already, so I've said, and I was like, Dan was going to tell you anyway. Next day, I've got in the shit because I've said it. I think we are really ambitious people, and I think sometimes we need to temper those ambitions because you never really celebrate the wins because, like, you're always looking at the next thing, right?
Who would be the worst boss to work for?
Why do you say me?
Because I think I'm a great boss. It's the fact that he has to add on, one would say, Simon Hills.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what Simon Hill's phrase.
or he'll look at Si and he'll be like, and I'm there like, or he'll look at me and be like, I'm there like, there's no need.
Yeah. What is one non-negotiable that still drives you both every morning?
Not settling for second best.
Those high expectations and making sure that we are making a difference.
For me, there was one decision that we made, which I think was the best decision we ever made, which was...
Anyway, welcome back.
Thank
you.
The 5-year +1 anniversary, because I can't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the first error on this podcast. I was like, 5 years? I swear it's been 6.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's been 6 years.
I've realised my maths
longer.
is not great. Oh, okay. Actually, just so I note that I left myself. Who has aged more?
Out of me and Dad?
Yeah, 5 years
Are we
+1.
including Si as well?
Nah.
Oh.
He hasn't really aged, I don't think.
What? Are you joking? He's blonde, that's what I mean.
Yeah. He was fully blonde. I was actually looking at his hair this week and he is like mega grey now. He's like Gandalf the Wizard.
Mega grey.
He's mega grey. Not Megadeth.
Yeah.
But he's like proper silver now.
Yeah.
So he's, yeah.
Oh.
But I've got an opinion on this aging thing, right? So, James might not like this, right?
Oh, God.
I think that I definitely aged. I think the gap between me and James was a lot. He looked a lot closer for a long time. But I think my aging has sort of slowed down, I would say, the last couple of years. Not that yours has sped up, but mine has slowed down.
So what's the answer then? So you answered James?
In the polite way, he's saying me, yeah.
I reckon till about a year ago, it was me. And then for some reason, mine has slowed down.
Why though?
I don't know. I just think I'm healthier than I was 12 months ago, 18 months ago.
How do you feel about that?
What can you say?
What can I say? I am older.
Yeah, James is older, to be fair. But do I think he's aged more? No, probably not, to be fair.
I feel like Dan looked older than me. Dan's always looked older than me. We probably look about the same age now.
Yeah, I think it's equal. I actually don't have an answer for that question myself.
But then if James' statement's correct, then that does imply that James has aged more than me.
Or that Dan's gone backwards.
Or that I've gone back, I've de-aged.
I feel like since you're not Dan ain't Dan anymore.
Yeah, I've de-aged a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's the weight that's de-aged.
The weight has de-aged me. Yeah. No, that's fair. No. I think I looked like, I mean, your picture you seen of me. It's fine to talk about it. It's all right. I don't mind for the people that are watching. Yeah.
I was telling Lily about this actually. I saw a photo of us three and Joanna, and I had a bit of a jump scare because.
Wow.
Oh my God. A jump scare.
Where's this going?
Because Dan looks swollen.
I look up and stuff like.
And I messaged him like, "Oh my God, you look swollen. You look like how I look when I have my nut reaction."
You've got an allergy.
No,
I did feel bad. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was a bit harsh to say from
Don't look swollen.
Oh yeah, I did say you look small.
this is fine. No, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, I'm sure.
They also said that we've all had a swollen ear, so it's fine.
I've had a few swollen ears, to be fair.
Dan had a swollen ear like every 6 months or so for a period.
I did.
Like,
Yeah. If you look at my weight, he's like a pulse. It's like this.
it was quite a regular heartbeat.
It wasn't quite a regular heartbeat, yeah. I was always like putting weight on, losing weight, putting weight on, losing weight. This is the most consistent I've been for a long time. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree.
On the healthier side, I was consistently unhealthy for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
But
That was partly through food challenges.
yes, I did take on a lot. I used to take on a lot of
To
food.
be fair, though, I don't actually remember you looking like that.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, back to the actual script.
I think the comparison is quite stark. But I think when I was living it, it wasn't like, oh my God, here's this tubby fella. Do you know what I mean? I think the side by side, I reckon I could do a pretty good lot. Like, what should let me do my old trousers?
But to answer your question, Chloe, I've aged more.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember in Little Britain when he's holding his trousers up and then he puts them on? They're not actually his old trousers; they're just the ones he's wearing. Anyway, yeah, we got a bit distracted there. Anyway, I'm surprised we haven't aged more. To be honest with you,
Same, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
because this has been an interesting, but it has been a stressful journey. Do you know what I mean?
Some years more stressful than others.
Yeah. Like I said, look at Simon Hills.
I really don't think he's aged.
You're so wrong.
I
The
think
hair's
that's
irrelevant.
Because for the first 2 years of working here, you didn't even look up from your desk.
yeah.
You were scared of looking at anyone.
Yeah, you don't remember anyone pre-2023.
You were shocked that 70 people worked here.
Would you change me now?
Yeah, that's a
right.
silly question.
You would?
Of course we'd change her.
Why? Back to how I was?
Not quite there, but there's a happy medium.
Yeah, there is
Somewhere in between that's really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
you're right. That's probably right, to be fair.
All you do now is give Dan grief.
Yeah, that is true. I agree. Yeah.
I agree, I think. I've been reflecting a lot this week. I have.
Good week for it.
So we'll see. Maybe positives.
I'm not
but-
going to say what my feedback I give to another day because I don't want Matt to go on the podcast. But it does cause some reflection, didn't it? I've been having a long, hard look in the mirror again.
You are one of them. Like, you have to be careful what you say to Chloe.
Oh, you do, yeah. I have to think to myself. I have to run through like every permutation of how she could take something.
And then tone it back about 50%.
Yeah.
And then say it to
Yeah.
her.
It's all right.
You need to turn it back to the last thing you said.
It's all right. Say it to me. Say it to me. Say it to me.
Probably did.
I'll be fine. Trust me. Don't worry. I'll be fine. And I say it. What do you mean?
What was that again?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Just realised what you did. Back to the script.
Yeah. Okay. Culture.
Culture. You've built a culture over 6 years. You're very passionate about it. It's not just a word. You live and breathe it. Why is it so important that you've built such a great culture?
I think for me, work is where you spend the majority of your time, right? So, you want to be in a position where you enjoy work as much as you would your regular day life, right? And that's what we tried to kind of replicate. Just we are all really friendly at work. We all get on for the majority of time. Looking at you too. But yeah, I think we've just tried to replicate like an environment that we would want to work in.
Yeah.
And just tried to bring that to life a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think James is spot on, right? I think it's the old phrase, isn't it? If you enjoy your work, then you never work a day in your life. Do you know what I mean? So I think one of the things I say this to people when they talk about the culture at Wise is I don't want to work in a boring place. Do you know what I mean? So, from my perspective, I don't want to work in it. So why would that be the culture of the company? Do you know what I mean? I want to come in and have a laugh and, do what I do. I mean, I only get to do it in tiny little snippets.
I think that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, true. I think I probably am the ultimate distraction, to be fair.
That's how you both are.
How dare you?
Not in an offensive way.
Yeah, I think I make more of an effort to distract the devs because I know how much James distracts my staff.
Sure.
I go out of my way to distract them.
Yeah. Like Dan will literally go out of his way.
But purposefully.
No, I don't do it to distract. Right, but I love
But
to.
he has no reason to go
No.
to where the devs work.
No.
Yeah, it's like a sacred room.
Yeah, whereas like James has to walk past you to get in his office, so it's a little bit more valid. But to be fair, I mean, I'm being genuine here. I get people going, "Where have you been? Not seen you. You've not come round." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's sensitive, Dad. I couldn't believe it.
I do.
I am, I'm popular around there. They love me. I'm a man of the people. You know that.
I mean-
I used to call myself the people's champ at Sticky. I wasn't.
When you have to give yourself a nickname, is that the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I've given myself a lot of nicknames over the years, to be fair. But
yeah.
no, you want to keep the
Can't
energy.
turn your nose up anyway. You're always banging on Dan's office door.
It's true.
To get stuff done.
Yeah, true.
I don't distract you. I don't distract you.
What?
I don't distract you.
Shut the front door.
Oh.
What do you mean you don't distract me? I would say 90% of your talk is moaning about stuff that have nothing to do with you.
Quite enough.
Wow. Wow.
Next question then.
Yeah.
How do you...
Culture's really important to us.
Culture's really important. Well, we're honest. That's part of our culture.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Direct, honest.
I love the culture sometimes. Most of the time. No, most of the time. Sometimes I don't enjoy it.
at all.
I wouldn't change him. Sometimes it can be a bit much.
No, you are right. Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, go on.
But when you're not in the room, busy people, how do you make sure that the culture is still there or how you want it to be?
You know what, we were talking about this yesterday. So we had an offsite yesterday to talk about sort of people and culture in general. And actually, it comes down to the people that we've hired. I think, I'm not saying we hire people that, are like us because that wouldn't be healthy. But they've got a lot of the same principles and morals.
There's no one like us.
No, there's no one like us. That is true. They got the same principles and morals and the same ethics and whatever else. And I think that way, then you don't have to work on that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? You leave the room and you're confident that the people that are left in there, are going to act in a way that you expect them to act. And I think we do have a laugh and whatever else as a company, but we're respectful of each other. And I think something that I think shines through in the culture wise is work ethic. We like people that work hard. And I think the reason why, it sounds daft, everyone wants hard workers. No one's hiring someone because they're lazy. Do you know what I mean? But I think the reason it comes through so quickly at Wise, if you get someone that doesn't share that work ethic, is because everyone supports each other.
Yeah, stands out.
It stands out. So you quickly become a weak link. And then it just, almost the culture just almost absorbs the person and spits them back out again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to do that when you have 10 people is one thing because you're in the room more, right? And then as you get more and more people, and now to be at 90 people, and for that to still be the case, I don't think James and I can take any more credit than the start. It's the people now that were brought in and the managers that we've got that have really kept that ethos going.
I think the fact that Dan's absolutely right. It's the recruitment in the first place, but also after the recruitment, making sure that those people that you have hired are the right fit.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of people start here and not necessarily be successful in their roles, and they've moved on quite quickly. But our retention is incredible. You've been here for 5 years. 5 years. Me and Dan have only been here 5+1.
Yeah. +1, not
plus
six.
one.
I like the 1+1 anyway. It sounds cooler.
Okay. 5+1.
Does that sound cool?
Then 6, 5+1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because for everything going forward.
With Chloe's maths, it's probably 7.
Yeah, that's true. You are terrible at that.
I know I'm terrible at maths.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of people that have been here since the very beginning and know how me and Dan like to work.
Yeah.
And have kind of taken that on their shoulders as well and kind of have passed that down to other people. So I think it's just been it's just grown throughout the business, right?
Yeah. And I think, you know what, Chloe, I'll say something nice about you for a change. You do, for me and for James, embody the Wise culture, definitely. You're not perfect. It's definitely not. But
I'm glad you threw that in there so she didn't cry.
yeah, but you do.
Married in ages, actually.
Yeah, he's
I
quite.
was thinking about this,
It's
isn't
a
it?
good gap for you, actually.
Is that part of your reflection?
Part of your reflection, yeah. But you do work hard, and you do help others when you need to, and whatever else. You are a good cultural person. You got high standards.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? That's important.
I think that's the one thing that me and Dan are probably even worse now because we have less time. But like, we do have high expectations of people, right? So, like there's certain people in the business like yourself that we know that we can give you something and it's going to be executed at the kind of level we'd expect, which is just such a relief.
I know.
When you've got so many people, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think it does come back to that. It does come back to that recruitment policy, and I think I was chatting about this the other day actually because we were talking about probation process, and I was like, I haven't done a probation meeting for a long time because it's the managers that hire the people now, not me directly. But the fact that those people have come in and they've matched the culture just tells you they did a good job the first time around bringing the initial people in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you can tell straight away then when someone's like a wise person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing here, definitely, wise person. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, look, from a culture perspective, you'd have to shout out our old workplace, Sticky, because, a lot of what transferred over into Wise was, what we had at Sticky. Because
we were just trying to replicate it in the first place, right? We loved working there.
We did, yeah. Sticky did have an amazing culture. I would say, and I've said this before, but I think the problem that we've had here is, I would say that the day-to-day fun was higher at Sticky. We had more day-to-day fun at Sticky. But I would also say, if anyone at Sticky watches this, that overall when we definitely compared to when we were there, this business has always been quite a serious business in terms of our ambitions. Yeah. Whereas we did have a period at Sticky where I think everything always went all right at Sticky. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
100%.
We were never like we are here, where like sometimes we're in high stress, really have to get stuff done mode.
Yeah,
we just had a really regimented way of working at Sticky, so the balance between sort of work and play was a lot more even than it is here. Yeah, we're sort of like a work hard, play hard, whereas they were just like work and play every single day.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you'd have no idea. Like we'd have lunch every single day. Me and James would an hour's lunch.
Yeah.
Every day. We never have a lunch break here.
No. But and I think that's what we've tried to replicate. So I suppose if they are listening, shout out to Carl and Damien, because they were the kind of people that were pushing that when we were at Sticker.
Well, tag them in so they would have been name dropped. Yeah. Carl, and Damien were playing.
Carl and Damien were like, they always had ideas about how to do stuff. They do challenges between each other as well.
They were better, but you know what? They were both really creative. Yeah. Like when it comes to ideas and like the scavenger hunt that we did.
You said about that.
Yeah. Now I think the best scavenger hunt we did was the one me and James organised. But
they came up with the first one.
They came up with the first one, so we just took what they
just improved it.
Yeah, we just improved. But yeah, no, they like the pool table at Sticky was like the heart of the company.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of is here though.
He was.
You didn't think it
I haven't played a game of pool in about 18 months.
I've never touched that pool table.
You've just said it's
I know.
part of the company.
I know, but from everyone else,
Yeah.
I don't know how to play, so I wouldn't embarrass myself.
Yeah. Loads of people like that at Sticky though, like they'd never played pool before, and then they came and lunch times were just around. Yeah, Mamina
ended up being a great pool player
as well.
Yeah, Mamina ended up being a really good pool player. Yeah, she did. Yeah. But it was like it was a thing at Sticky. Like you'd have like the early crew, and then you'd have like the late crew. And basically, the late crew was everyone that wanted to avoid me, James, and me and Carl, because
pretty much
it would just be us abusing each other for about 45 minutes. Basically, we had loads of little things we would do, loads of phrases, going out of the room, getting cat.
I've got one of the lads had to go away he had an operation.
Oh, bloody hell.
And I recorded a soundboard of loads of sayings that we used to say around the pool table because we knew he would misstand so much. So we just had like a soundboard that we just send little snippets of words that he'd...
Hollywood.
Order 66.
Order 66. Shut fuck. Meant it. There were so many little phrases. Yeah. I think it was, in terms of, I think, back to the point. We transferred a lot of the good parts about Sticky's culture over into Wise and, tried to keep that sort of vibe going. And, mission successful from that perspective, mate.
Yeah, I think so.
We did a good job there.
We're getting there.
Yeah. I think you're there.
You're the best person to say. We can't really say it, can we?
No.
What about the culture?
Yeah.
No, I think we've got a great culture. I think it's a good balance of work and fun. Maybe a bit more fun, but...
What's that?
Maybe a bit more fun would be nice.
Your idea of fun is only one thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to organise the next commercial workshop the other day.
Look,
let me guess.
No, there's
It had to be within walking distance of Albert Stoss.
No. It had to be in a mug, which we didn't have other things we were drinking at. And I was like, I'm not thinking about the drinking. I'm thinking about the actual output of the day. And all Chloe was thinking about was that's too close to another time we're drinking. I never mentioned drinking.
But my point is, we never mentioned the workshop either. I was just thinking about the drinking.
You was literally just thinking about the drinking, not about the work at all. So there you go.
You need to book up your ideas.
I've not drank in ages.
How long's ages?
Not last week and the weekend before.
Oh, okay, there you go. That's ages apparently. 2 weeks.
Not even 2 weeks yet.
Anyway. What's one thing that happens in the office or you hear that makes you feel like that's exactly why we've started Wise, like that sort of feel good feeling?
Question.
That is a good question.
Probably should have prepared.
Oh yeah, you didn't read the brief.
I think, you know what, actually, I'm going to go back and sort of revisit what I said a minute ago, actually. I think when stuff is happening at a high standard without you being there, I think that's probably the thing that I would be most proud of, almost. Do you get what I mean? Because I hear, obviously we use Slack as a tool for the business, right? And, probably contrary to belief, I read every single Slack message that I get. I don't reply to them, right? Can't. But I read all of them. And I'll read interactions between people and people helping, people setting standards. And I'm like, that's exactly what we wanted as a company. Do you know what I mean? So I'd say that for me is probably the bit.
I think it is nice, like, when you don't have to be involved in something.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things that we are involved in. You kind of get consumed with all of those. And then actually sometimes there's some improvements that we do in the app sometimes. And I'm like, oh, when did we do this?
Yeah.
Kind of like goes completely under my radar. And that's great, right? Like,
for sure.
Seeing the improvements without actually having to be part of it.
Yeah, agreed.
And on the app, the platform, how do you ensure the Wise culture /feel gets shown across?
I think it goes to what Dan was saying earlier about as a business, and like I think it goes to the brand as well, right? We are an honest and quite straightforward brand. Like, we don't, the communication, the tone of voice, everything is all and again, not to talk, this is talking Wise, not talking Sticky, but we used to have a saying when we were at Sticky about making complex things simple. And that's kind of the ethos that we've always had. And coming into this, onboarding and the platform that we built is a pretty complex platform in the sense that it has so many different permutations of how people can use it. But actually it's really simple, like the UI, how we communicate, the words that we use is all really clear and straightforward. So that's kind of what we do there to replicate culture, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it's clear that the culture is more than just like, as I say, a word. It's like the why behind what we do at Wise.
For sure, yeah.
But moving on to the next 3 years, what does winning look like for either of you?
That is a good question, because I think, I sort of treat every day as, an opportunity to win and progress. Do you know what I mean? So I try and make my personally, every day I think to myself, what did I do today, right? I've said this to you before and other people in the team, you can only do so much, but as long as you feel that you've made a difference that day. But I think for the company, I think this comes back to the podcast that we did with Simon as well, which is, I think it's really executing on all the opportunity that we've got in front of us.
Yeah.
We've done, 6 years of hard yards, you know what I mean? Like, building the technology, getting it to the place where it's flexible and robust and everything else. And, winning the contracts that we've won and some of the timelines for those contracts, as I shared at the staff wrap up, there's been some that have been 2 years in the pipeline, 3 years in the pipeline, and they've all started to come through now and, become a reality for the business. But, that was only phase one of what we wanted to achieve. There was sort of phase two. And, we haven't finished phase one yet. Yeah. We're not due to finish that until February, right? That's really when phase one ends. But I think for me, it'll be winning will look like we've executed phase two and we've seen the fruits of our labour, and we've proven to ourselves that what we set out to do, we can do.
Yeah.
Because I think where I get the most personal satisfaction, and James is definitely similar to me like this, but I don't know whether I'm worse or not. Actually, I was going to say I'm worse, but I don't know if that's the case, actually. Is I actually love it when people say, we won't get that, or we won't do that, or do you know what I mean? The naysayers, basically. And we had a lot of support when we started Wise, but a lot of people going, oh, are you sure? And that's risky and blah, blah, blah. And, actually I get my most satisfaction from going, ha! Do you know what I mean? It comes part and parcel, I think, of, I think I'm like that as a person in general. I was saying this about, hopefully when this podcast goes out, Villa are 2 times European champions. And I was saying that whilst the elation for winning it myself is going to be amazing, being able to go hat at other people is also part of it. And I think for me, it is proving people wrong. And I think getting to the end of that strategy, we'll be proving it to ourselves, but also to other people. So that's probably, I think, what winning looks like to me.
Yeah, I think realistically, we set out to improve self-employment. We improve self-employment, right? And this is kind of just a rehash of what we said on the Founders podcast, but I really don't feel like the mission's finished until we do feel like we've done that. Obviously, we are in one sector at the moment, but, that was never the whole plan. So I think, like Dan said, I think if we can execute on where we're currently at, and then get this next phase underway as well, I think that's important. But I think ambition-wise, I think we are really ambitious people, and I think sometimes we need to temper those ambitions because, so it's always on at me, you never really celebrate the wins because, you're always looking at the next thing, right?
Oh, you both are like that, actually.
Yeah, I remember when obviously we signed the famous DVD contract. We signed it on the Monday.
Yeah.
And then when we actually celebrated on the Friday, I was like, I'm over this.
I remember you saying those words, yeah.
I was like, I'm so over this already. I wanted the next thing. Do you know what I mean? So that's good and bad. That is actually, that's a bit of a bad trait, to be honest with you. You have to, appreciate what you've done and sort of accept that, sometimes a good job, well done. But
I have to try and make myself celebrate the wins more just because I know it's good for the staff. Whereas actually I'm just thinking I just want to get the next thing now. Yeah.
Well, we signed a major, I won't say any names, but we obviously signed a pretty major contract for us not too long ago. We haven't celebrated that an instant.
Why?
I don't know. But it hasn't been, it's not been talked about at all.
It's what we should be doing.
Yeah, we should be doing, yeah. I know what you're thinking. Let's go out on the beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's fine.
Yeah, of course you will, yeah. Get a table at Alva's Losh. There you go.
I swear, she's on the payroll.
Yeah.
I don't go that often. But last time was the commercial day.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, there you go. Move on.
As we continue to scale, what's one thing you refuse to compromise on?
think we've already talked about it. I think culture. Yeah. I think it can't, and it won't, don't think while me and James are here anyway, become a stuffy corporate place to work. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think you'd get, look, you wouldn't get the best out of the people that are here anyway, but you won't get the best out of the product, and the customers wouldn't want that either.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I think we do win a lot of the customers because of the way we are as people. So I just don't think we will compromise on the culture. And you know what? There has been calls for that, I think, at times, to be more serious and I think we have, like this year in particular, we had to do a bit of a reset just on standards, and
It's just a balance, isn't it?
It is the
Making
balance.
sure you get that balance right, because there are things that you need to do. We hold a lot of data, making sure that's secure, all of that kind of stuff. That we take all of that side of things really seriously. But there's no reason why you can't work hard and play hard, right? So I think from our perspective, like Dan said, I don't think we can let the culture slip.
Yeah.
It's for the benefit of the whole company, basically, that the culture that we've built. So we don't want that to slip away.
No.
And I've put this question, and I actually don't know if there is a risk, but I've put, what's the biggest risk to Wise right now?
I know what it is. Focus. Or lack of focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's always possible for us to do something else or to do something extra. And I think me and James probably sit here actually on our, critical of one person in particular for this. And he knows who he is, right? James is holding his hands up. He said, not me, right? But don't bring him into it.
Don't bring me into it.
Yeah. However, I'm saying that, but we are just as bad. But the difference is we're so much in the day-to-day that we don't get necessarily, not being martyrs here, but we don't necessarily get as much time to sit there and go, what if?
Yeah.
But if we did sit there and go, what if? We'd go, oh, wouldn't it be great if we did this, and wouldn't it be great if we did that? Because there's so many things that it would be great to do, but you can't do everything. And I think our thing is, we went through it yesterday, and I think we laid out, 7 sort of key strategic things that we have to achieve in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And some of them we're already doing, some of them are new.
But they are like focused things.
Yeah.
It's not like we need to, I don't know, a random example.
Well, look, put it this way, we obviously have plans to launch into another industry, but we could sit there and go, let's launch into 6 industries. And that would be the wrong decision, because we know we can't digest that amount of work, and it's impossible for us for the business to scale in that many directions. But one, we potentially could.
But it is a credit to the business, right? Like, as much as that's a risk, it's a credit that we've built this business that can go in so many different directions. A lot of businesses don't have that ability to go, oh, well, if that doesn't work, we'll just pivot over here. Whereas actually we've built something where, we are a technology business. We want to focus on the technology. But we also have this dynamic where we could go, well, actually, we could focus more on marketing, or we could look at data, or there's loads of different things and different avenues that we could go down. But like Dan said, I think having that focus, we've got the drive. It's just having the focus to stick to the plan and make sure that we execute on it. That's the...
Completely agree. Yeah. And I think when we first started the business, that was our biggest problem, I would say, was focus for the first year. Do you know what I mean? We spent 6 months, I reckon, debating what we should do. Do you know what I mean?
There was a lot of business plans.
The famous business plan that nearly killed us. I don't know if that we're going to talk about the most, I know one of the questions in a minute is about the most stressful time. But I've got 2. But that, I don't know if that's number 1 actually. But yeah, we did the first business plan that we ever did. I actually was sweating, like actual physically. And I don't, it's a weird thing to say, I don't sweat easily. I'm not someone that breaks into a sweat very, very often. But I had beads of sweat on my head. And there was no need.
While writing?
Just because it was, let's not get into it. Yeah.
PTSD.
It's definitely PTSD territory, yeah.
The next segment is 5 + 1 years, 5 + 1 insights.
Why are we going to be
I like 5 + 1.
Okay, fine. Stick with 5 + 1.
Is it confusing?
No, not really.
Why wasn't you question earlier 3 + 1 or 3 - 1?
Yeah.
Like,
Too much now. That is confusing for me. Over the 6 years, we're going to talk about the 6 insights you've learned.
okay.
So, Dan, this one's for you.
Oh, great.
What's one thing you've learned about managing people that you didn't believe 6 years ago?
Good. I mean, managing you has been a real challenge for a certain. What's one thing? It's hard to. That is a difficult question because I've got to put myself back almost 6 years and think about how I've sort of thought about the world then. Rather than I think something that I've learned in the last 6 years, or something that I've definitely doubled down on, is something that, again, we got a lot of harping back here. I'm talking about another one of my old bosses. Shout out to Dean. He says something to me, and I've definitely doubled down on this even more so as we've grown, which is trusting people until they let you down. So, when we hire someone here, we don't hire people willy-nilly. So they come in to do an important job, and actually not especially, because if you're on the app, it's maybe even more critical, but we give people a lot of responsibility to start with. And I think I've had to learn and myself accept that I've got to trust someone, hire them to do a job, trust the hiring process, and actually trust them until they let me down. Right? And then if they let me down, then obviously it's a different story, right? But trust them and allow them to breathe and do their own job, and not constantly be. There is a temptation when you're a perfectionist and control freak, you know, which I think me and James are both borderline perfectionists and control freaks to an extent. Right, it's just say how it is. It is what it is, and to get yourself involved in everything all the time. You know what I mean? So actually, you know what? I'm probably answering the question better as I'm going, because I'm thinking about it a bit more. But I would say, trusting people and allowing them to do the jobs they're hired to do. I think it's the easier thing I've had to learn and accept the most. Do you know what I mean? And not even actually the people that necessarily report to me directly, my colleagues as well. Do you know what I mean? Not getting involved. What did I say to you not too long ago? I said,
don't get involved.
I said, I don't stress about things I can't control.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I did say that to you, didn't I? Right, so
She's the worst person to say that to.
I know that's what I was saying.
In class.
That's what I was looking for, actually.
Oh, yeah. We won't go into it. But I could sit here and I could stress about so many things that happens in the business, right? But I think to myself, when I'm awake in the middle of the night, which I am for now, and I'm stressing about something, I think, what can I do about this? And if I can't do something about it, I think to myself, right, I've got to just move on. If I can do something about it, I think, right, this is exactly what I'm going to do in the morning, and I go soundly back to sleep. So yeah, trust.
I like that.
Yeah. No.
My question for you, James, I'm actually going to change.
Oh, okay.
So all
I hadn't prepped anyway, so it's
okay, good. All features are great, but what feature did you?
That's all features are great.
Just from Wise, Wise
all
features.
Yeah.
What feature that you put out that you thought was good, but ended up being like an absolute game changer for clients?
Good question. I mean, I'm tempted as a cop-out one to always say it's always the next feature. Like, my favourite feature is always the next one that we release, right? But I would have to say, from a sales point of view,
Are you laughing?
I just can't wait. I want to answer this question.
I think it would probably be customizable evidence. When we release customizable evidence, I think that was us moving away from the environment that we initially had. I think for me, that was a bit of a watershed moment where the platform before that was built entirely under some preconceptions, probably, of what we assumed the main contractors would want.
Yeah.
And actually, it kind of changed the thinking of the product team and the business in general to be more of a generic, like, we are going to be more product driven. Or actually, the fact that we've made this customizable and allowed the salespeople and the account managers to do things that it was restrictive before, I think that really changed the way that we thought about the product entirely. So I think that is probably the watershed feature for me. And then, but like I say, I think pretty much all of the like I'm always thinking, I said 5 minutes ago, I'm always thinking of that the next thing, right? So
Nice.
what was you going to say?
I mean,
I'm intrigued.
no, you know what? Actually, I think it's interesting because mine's actually not a feature, I guess. Because I think, for me, there was one decision that we made, which I think was the best decision we ever made, which was the onboarding configurator.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't really a feature. That's why I sort of stopped myself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not necessarily a feature, but without it, what we do wouldn't be possible. So the ability to go in and set an onboarding configuration per main contractor and how we've evolved that to include the roles and all that sort of stuff was just, if we hadn't have made the decision originally though to put the onboarding configurator in and say, and we'd have just gone, everyone on board's exactly the same way. God knows what unravelling we'd have had to have done on that.
It would have been crazy.
It would have been crazy. I don't know. I mean, obviously Simon Keys, he makes me laugh, right? Because obviously he's been here a long time as well, man. And obviously he was after onboarding configurator, but he'll say, "Oh, do you remember when I had to try and sell the system? And I had to go, well, you know that document you want? Well, you can't have it. And he goes, do you need that?" And he's like, "Yeah." Do you know what I mean? But now obviously we're in a completely different world, and it's so much easier to go out and you know, it's not about selling actually. It's really refreshing to be able to help your customers in just a better way than you did the day before, the week before. Do you know what I mean? I think at the moment we're just releasing the feature for the unavailability.
Love that.
Yeah, and it's just great, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I just showed a customer this morning, one of our biggest customers, the unavailability. So when he was asking questions about, "Oh, can I put this into here and will it do this?" and one of that, yeah, it'll do all those things, and it is great. That's a satisfaction.
Oh. Rewarding.
Reward. Oh.
My next set of questions for anyone, so feel free.
Jump here.
Yep. But I think this is one you're getting excited for, is this?
Well, this stressful one.
Yeah. What was the single most stressful 24-hour period of the last 6 years? And what did it teach
24
you?
hours?
I mean, there's one, and I can't remember what time period it was over, but it was every 24 hours in this particular week was really stressful, which is when we first launched the app. So if you remember, it was Go Services, who are still a customer now, shout out Go Services, who were the first customer to use the Y system and app. And as always with technology, I wouldn't say that it happened exactly as we planned. And to say that we were working at the last minute to get it live would probably be an understatement. And obviously, from my perspective, I have no input on the actual code. So I'm just like, how we doing? And I got the customer calling me and I'm looking at my phone and I'm thinking, I'm going to get destroyed if I answer this phone, right? And I remember getting a proper dressing down. So yeah, that was that. You know, you answered the aging question earlier.
Yeah.
I think if I've aged, like, let's say 7 or 8 years in the last 6 years,
That was 2 of them.
exactly 2 of them were that week, right? Because I was so stressed that week. It was really stressful. Yeah, but it forced us to get the app out. And but the problem was when you're working under tight timelines, you cut corners.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't ideal, but
Yeah, I think because we had that customer, we launched the app earlier than we should have done. I think that was in that April,
it
right?
was in April. Yeah.
And then basically it took us to the September to kind of go back and make sure we were still doing that. We tied up all the loose ends and that kind of stuff. But I think if we're talking about 24-hour period, I would say there was the first time we had a payment issue when the payments went live. I think it was a Friday. There was lots of people needing to be paid, and the clients didn't really see too much of it because, the drivers weren't paid when they woke up, but within I think 2 hours, all of the drivers were paid. But those 2 hours were incredibly stressful for the whole account management team, for the payments engineers, for me liaising between everything.
I was on holiday as well, so
I don't even remember.
Yeah. So
we've had a few moments like that where things have been down or not worked. So I remember a particular customer had 2 issues 2 weeks in a row.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah. And I was in London with everyone other than James at that meeting. And to say that meeting got tense was, you had to actually, the chairman at the time actually had to say, right, everyone, sit down and calm down, because it almost got to punch-up territory. Like, there was blame being thrown and all sorts. And blame got put in my direction, and I wanted to say I got defensive was probably an understatement. But
I think whenever there's any type of small issue, right, around payments, it's always stressful.
Yeah.
Because money's really emotive. But I think we do a good job of making sure those things from a client perspective goes through as quickly as possible. But then, like Dan says, there's always the post-mortem afterwards.
The aftermath.
Making sure you can clean it all up properly and make sure, like, getting the drivers their money is one thing, but actually making sure that it doesn't happen again and all that kind of stuff is a different thing.
I haven't said this for a while, but it's still true. 1,000,000%. It's definitely true, this statement. The most important thing we do is pay drivers.
Yeah.
It comes above everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it literally comes above everything that we do. If we don't pay the drivers, then the knock-on effect that it has is catastrophic. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, and I mean, we have come on leaps and bounds in terms of the reliability of the payments.
The stability of it, for the last 3.5 years, probably. It's been it's been probably the sturdiest part of the platform.
I hate saying these things.
On a Friday as well.
They've already been paid.
Okay.
Everyone's paid. Shout out. But just even talking about this just fills me with joy.
But I think we've put a lot of things in place over the years to make sure, and our partnership with Modular, etc., has really come on leap and bounds, and I think it is really it's probably the most sturdy part of the platform as far as I'm concerned, and it's one of the things that I don't really have.
I'm not quite like that. I'm thinking about it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, The thing is, this is great for if customers watch this, right? Yeah. If they ever think that I say this, I'm good at portraying my passion. Right?
Yeah.
If anyone ever thinks that we don't care about these issues, they are so wrong.
Yeah.
Because I will be absolutely. I was just saying about the sweating earlier. Me, I'll go straight to sweat if there's a payments issue. Right? Nothing is more important. It really is. So sorry. I'll relax now. There isn't an issue.
We'll move on to the next question. What has been the most surprising thing you've learned about self-employment or the logistics community?
The most what thing?
Surprising.
Good question. I mean, look, James and I knew nothing about logistics coming into it.
That's crazy to think.
Or self-employment.
Either. So there's been a lot of things that have surprised me. What's the most surprising thing? I would say the most surprising thing, I'm just trying to think about how to articulate this, but we were saying this when we had the podcast with Lee from On the Tools. He was talking about how construction's the hidden public service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I think that's probably the thing that surprised me the most is just how important logistics is, and actually how much effort goes in the background of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you go and watch, an Amazon depot do a launch, right, it's actually quite almost like borderline poetic how it happens. Do you know what I mean? They do their launch, they come in, they go on the launch pads, the vans get loaded in the cages, then they get waved off. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole experience of it is just so military.
Yeah.
And, all you get when you're not in this world is a parcel to your door.
Yeah.
Right? You don't get everything that happens before that, and how hard the delivery drivers have to work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some of them have worked really hard. And I think the blood, sweat and tears that goes into getting people their parcels on time. And it's almost become like a human right. to get your parcel on time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're mad if you don't.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a delayed parcel.
No, there isn't. But, you know, I think I've got a lot of respect for the people that actually deliver them, because I know that they ain't just delivering your parcel. They ain't picking it up from depot and they ain't going to Boots and picking it up and dropping it off. They're going to a depot at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they've probably done 100 stops before they get to you. And, you know, there's a lot of stress. So I think, for me, I think it's all the hard work that goes in behind the scenes. I think that's probably the most surprising thing. But that's coming from as a complete novice, you know, because there'll be people in just going, of course, there's lots of hard work that goes into it. What do you think? It's all pixies and fairies. But I didn't have an appreciation before.
I think on the self-employment side, again, this is more of a naive thing for me. I don't think I really realised the scale of how many people are self-employed. You know, especially like you would just assume that Amazon's drivers or DPD's drivers are all employed.
Yeah.
Like, being really, like, I never knew anything about the industry at all. So I think just assuming that all of these people are employed, it was a real eye-opener, I suppose, seeing that, you know, most of the big delivery companies, and even beyond that, like in other sectors, there's millions of people that are self-employed. And, you know, that was really the eye-opener for me coming into this. And it's, again, the ethos of we improve self-employment. It was to the opportunity to affect so many people. But even coming into it, I didn't realise how many people we would be affected by aiming that as our target. So I suppose that was the most shocking thing for me, I suppose.
6 million people self-employed in the UK.
There you go.
6 million people. So it's a lot of people.
Wow.
It's 15% of the workforce.
How do you know that?
What?
How do you know that?
What do you mean, how do I know that?
Made it up. I'm joking.
I mean, I don't know that. This is my industry.
General knowledge.
Yeah, general knowledge.
Yeah. Where do you learn general knowledge?
I learn general knowledge, Chloe, yeah. I live and breathe this. Do you mean I'm for the self-employed people?
What is one non-negotiable that still drives you both every morning?
What a philosophical question, was it?
I know my answer for you two, actually.
Got an answer for us to?
Well, what I would...
Tell us our answer.
Why?
Wow. I thought it was going to be a really nice answer.
This is lunch.
Okay, let me reword. The people.
Yeah. You know what I think non-negotiable is for me? I think what drives me is just not settling for second best. Do you know what I mean? I've never, as an individual, wanted to settle for second best. You know, I've name-checked a lot of people today.
We have, but done loads of shout-outs.
Been loads of shout-outs. It's a shout-out.
People getting tagged in.
Lots of people getting shagged out. But again, one of mine and James' old bosses, Ian, he would say, you know, if you're not first, you're last. Do you know what I mean? That was his ethos. He's definitely a born winner. Bit like Simon Hills, actually. Just everything just works out for him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he does. He must be great. Yeah, I've always said, you know, I think about Simon Hills was, you know, if you fell into a snake pit, he'd come out wearing snakeskin shoes. Do you know what I mean? That is just
true.
Simon Hills. Do you know what I mean? If you put his hand in the air, catch a fiver, that is just him, right? But
is he really lucky? Oh.
Yeah. I think. Look, I don't believe in luck, right? I think you've got to put yourself in the right place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Si has a knack of putting himself always in the right place. Do you know what I mean? I think life just happens around something.
Yeah.
But
that's a good way of putting it.
That is a good way of putting it. But I think for me, yeah, it's not settling. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, obviously, you know me, right? I'm like, right, come on, let's do it. What we're doing today. Do you know what I mean? Let's get it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And I think there's the day that I lose that feeling.
You always say this.
I always say this. I won't be here. Do you know what I mean? So that's my sort of non-negotiable.
Yeah. I think mine's similar. Like, it's the same lines, right? But it's always expecting, I want to do the best I can.
Yeah.
And I expect everybody else that works with me to try and do the best that they can. So, you know, it's just those high expectations and making sure that we are making a difference. Like, I didn't come into this to just do it, right? Yeah. Like, it was to make a change and make a difference. And I think that that's what I expect from everyone in the business.
It feels very motivational today.
This isn't it? Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'm ready to go and get it now.
Yeah.
Last question.
Get a Joe and the Juice.
Get a Joe and the Juice.
But you probably will.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I probably will get a Joe and the Juice after this.
Not
Shout out
fun.
Joe and the Juice.
Shout out Joe and the Juice, yeah. And you know him by name, at Joe and the Juice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Both of us are now. It's quite...
Yeah, James has even caught me up. I've been known in name and there for a long time.
Dan was their number one customer. Probably still.
So it's like a morning Dan or an afternoon Dan?
No, it's just like, all right, Dan. Like they know it's me when I go to the counter.
Yeah.
That's good.
You went in there together the other week and they were like, "Oh, you're right, boy."
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's like being a regular at a pub. It's probably what you get like when you go to the pub.
Right, can we just
Yeah.
pause? I'm not an alcoholic.
Chloe,
I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah. Oh, what are you having today? Another liter of
spritz.
vodka. Yeah, apple spritz shirts.
I'm not a vodka.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
She can't drink vodka.
No.
She's terrible.
Yeah. What's one decision that felt incredibly risky but it's paid off?
I know the answer to this.
Oh, I know the answer.
Oh, I'm interested to know what your answer is now that you think you know the answer, because I think I know the answer as well.
I know what my answer is.
Yeah, okay. My answer is the pivot to supporting networks. I think it felt, it's hard to say it felt risky, but it was a bit of an unknown. Like going into saying to ourselves, right, we're going to go and try and win parcel networks and operate at that higher level. And I know what, actually, I think going into it wasn't the risky part. I think investing in building the technology was the risky part.
Yeah.
Because, when we went into it, we didn't know what we were doing. We just made it up on the spot. Do you know what I mean? We were like, let's give it a go. And that's why it failed. Because we didn't plan it through properly.
Yeah.
I think actually sitting there and going, no, we're going to invest into building network view and all that associated technology. I think it was a risk, because I think if it hadn't worked out, then, it would have left the hole in the business for certain. Because, we spent a lot of cash and invested a lot of resource into building that side of the platform. So, I'd say it was a calculated risk.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't gone right, I don't think we'd be recording a podcast. I don't think the business would be still here.
Yeah.
I don't think the business was never at threat.
Yeah.
But I think our ability to grow would definitely it would have set us back, so we'd have had to restart basically. So I think it was a gamble that paid off.
Yeah. I think that's definitely the biggest risk the business has taken. My answer wasn't necessarily about the business though.
Oh, okay.
My answer was biggest risk we've taken with Wise is joining in the first place.
That's what I was thinking of.
Me and Dan handed in our notice. We said on the 12th.
I can't believe you did that.
One day before lockdown. To join a business that wasn't really a business at that point, right?
Wasn't trading when we joined it.
Wasn't trading. Wasn't called Wise. So I think that was the biggest risk for us personally.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
In this adventure. But yeah, the biggest risk to the business was definitely that decision, and luckily it paid off.
Yeah, it was a big decision to join. Backed ourselves though. Do you know what I mean?
And here you are.
Yeah.
Got back
And a
yourself.
podcast.
Got back yourself. Yeah. Yeah. I'd done it previously as well. Quit another job to start a business.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was my second go round. And when I think back to the first time, I was so stupid. But it worked out in the long run. That's why this whole 6-year thing, as I said to you, and I'm going to come on to this in a minute. In the meantime, James worked together for 11 years.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 plus 1?
You did it with the right person this time. Joking.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that was some shade thrown in this.
I don't know who
I
that.
didn't mean it as shade. I'm just backing myself.
Yeah, you are right, mate. Yeah, definitely worked out better the second time. Yeah, definitely.
Worked out all right.
You worked out all right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
So
Results speak for themselves.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
11 years of working together. So I want to see how in sync you really are. So we're going to do a Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, well, what you're failing to acknowledge here is
What?
that Me and Dan also like to annoy the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I don't know how this is in sync. I really don't know how.
What do you mean?
Because you're going to ask us. I've seen some of the questions. I try not to read them all because I want to try and do it as this is shoddy, isn't it?
I mean,
This is shoddy. We've been
got this
talking
high
about
quality podcast,
perfectionist,
and we've got a bit of paper
off
with a pen.
and a pen. This is shoddy. We were expecting to be really good here, weren't we?
I thought it'd be like at least cardboard cutouts.
Well, you've got a wide branded pen.
Oh, there you go.
And we're in front of a wise wall.
Yeah, and we've only had these pens for about 5 years.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of them
Because you ordered too many of them.
Yeah.
Wasn't me, actually. No shade.
This is shoddy.
This is shudder.
Yeah.
It's fine. It does what we need it to do.
Everyone. You gotta hold them down, look, 'cause it blocks your face with the camera.
Well, put them down. First question. Oh, these are so funny.
Yeah, but these are, like you said, this isn't going to be in sync. In sync was when we both said the same thing earlier. That's the sort of stuff that makes us in sync. Do you know what I mean? Not slagging each other.
But
we're great at that.
You might agree on certain things. You don't know
We
that.
will agree on certain things, I think. There's one definitely.
So, yeah, we'll see how... Yeah.
Yeah.
First question.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. I don't even want to answer this first.
Can I-
I'm already annoyed.
I think it's going to be
one.
Kai and Kai. Everyone said the same thing, by the way. Anyway.
Not everyone.
Who is more high maintenance?
Yeah. But I should focus.
It's not.
It is. Because you were there when I called someone, and what did they say? So you're asking, you asked the people that deal with me, they're going to say that, aren't
But
they?
your premise, I asked a couple of people based on your premise,
Yeah.
and they said you as well.
Who said that?
And also, Kai doesn't work. But
Kay doesn't work for it.
Yeah, but, okay. Well, yeah. I'm putting high maintenance as high standards.
that's not the question.
Yeah, it's changed it. If it's me, it's high standard.
No, it's high maintenance, which you are, but it's fine. It's not a
You're
bad
both
thing.
high
It's
standard.
Yeah, but the thing
not
is,
a bad thing to be
yeah,
high
but also as well,
maintenance.
I mean, the bit of it that I'm going to say for the record, and I hope this does go out, is
Oh.
you calling either of us high maintenance
Oh.
is actually atrocious. Because you're the most high maintenance person, I think, in the company, mate.
That's why I'm saying it's not a bad thing to be high maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, she's defending the high maintenance because she is high maintenance.
Yeah, it's true.
But also, this is just one over the other.
Yeah, no.
This
no.
isn't
I shouldn't get so emotional about it.
This
Diva.
isn't you. This isn't us saying that you are high maintenance.
Yeah, this is what I tried to say originally. And do you know what his response was actually to the first time I said this? Get the F out of my office.
Yeah, no, this say that, you're right.
I find that offensive.
You know what it is? No, it wasn't that. It was the next one, which, you know what, I am going to agree if it's me vs James, but you were like, oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. Go on, that's the next one.
No, that's further down.
Oh, was that further down? That was next before.
Oh, was it?
Let's get to the next
The
one.
next one is, who's more likely to do what office DIY? Sorry.
Oh,
That's an easy one. That's easy. I ain't even going to argue with that one. I don't do any DIY.
We know.
I don't do DIY at home.
yeah.
There's always a guy.
When we first built the office, when we first had the office, we ordered 10 desks. Dan built one.
That's a shock.
I know. I did that because I really didn't want to not do any.
Yeah.
You might as well not have done any.
He only did that one out of sympathy.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just didn't want... Actually, I also think he just didn't want me to say that I'd built all of them.
Yeah, no, that is it. No, that is it.
Yeah.
Absolutely it. When we got the new chairs.
So he could say, we built desks.
Yeah, he's so
We
right.
built the desks.
When we got the new chairs,
what, in here?
yeah, when we moved office, I was like, oh, these chairs look difficult. And Jazz was like, don't worry, mate, I'll do yours.
You are great at DIY. I will say.
Jazz is great at DIY. You are, mate. I'm not disputing that. You are great at DIY.
Out of office meetings, who is the best driver
Driver.
in the car?
I don't know. I mean, I'm easy on this one. What makes you think you're a better driver than me?
I'm just going back to like sticky days. You drive nicer cars now.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy to go with James on that one, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think I'm a good driver. And James does think he's a good driver.
Do you think you're a good driver?
Nah.
There's.
I don't think I'm a bad driver.
Yeah, so
I don't think I'm a good driver. I don't think I'm a bad driver.
I'll go with James. I'll go with James on that one.
Who
I think I'm better than Trey.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm better than Vic. We're better than you as well. Definitely better than you.
no one's
I've
seen
never
me
been in a car
drive.
with him.
Yeah.
Well, you popped a tire coming in and out of the one in the office. That's enough.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is the messy one?
Messi.
Yeah.
I think you're messy. I'd say that James is a
I'd
bit
say
messier than me.
out of the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you only have to go and look at our offices. I've got post-it notes everywhere.
I keep a tidy office.
Dan's doesn't look like he's been in there.
No, doesn't actually.
I keep it tidy.
My favourite one, the next favourite one. Who is the vainest?
Yeah, well, I'm okay with this, right? But like I said, to give some context for this, when we were going through these on a draft basis, that's why I said get out of my office, because Chloe was like, you're high maintenance. She went, oh yeah, you're definitely the vainest. And I was like, get the hell out.
Get the F.
I did say get the F out. But I think this is just me. I don't think I'm a vain person.
No, just out of the two.
Out of the two of us, yeah. Maybe I am a bit vain. Yeah, fair. I'll take that.
Pretty much everyone that I heard saying this was like, yeah, but you don't sit and look in the windows and mess with your hair while you're doing it.
Oh, I'm inside the windows. Who said that?
There was a couple of people that said it. You do that a fair lot.
You do this. That was my thing.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You do fix your hair in the windows quite a lot. Sorry, mate.
That is too funny.
Culture's taking a turn.
God, that's enormous.
This is just pick on me, basically, isn't it? This is why you're loving this.
It must be obvious, though, if people are noticing that you are vain. Anyway, sorry.
You're just doubling down with it.
Yeah, so, who is the best at keeping secrets? Yeah.
I'm so glad that was a unanimous, that was. Jeez. Terry James.
That's quite fast, actually.
That's quite fast, yeah. James does not keep secrets. No, if you ask him, if I said to James, keep it, he would, right? Yeah. But what happens with James, and I've seen this many times, you tell James a secret, and if the emotion catches him, he goes for it. My favourite one ever on this, and without saying any more names, was that time when Si got us in the boardroom. Do you remember? And it was someone told you.
Oh, yeah.
So funny, because I was the only one that weren't involved, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm not.
No, I want to clarify this for the record. We haven't said any names, but me and Dan were both told that this thing at the same time. Mm-hmm. He was messaging me the night before going, I'm going to talk to him. So next day, I start talking to the person and Dan hasn't spoke to him already. So I've said, and I was like, Dan was going to tell you anyway. Next day, I've got in the shit because I've said it. Sorry, I'm angry.
It's all right.
But, yeah, and I was down sitting there like golden child. Oh, I didn't say anything.
How you sitting there?
It was so, because I was like, everyone else was involved. It was like, so-and-so told so-and-so, so-and-so told so, and I was the only one, and I was like, oh, I'm not involved. Great. Yeah.
This one's a bit tricky, actually, because I don't know who I'd say, but who is more likely to ignore a Slack message?
Ooh.
I think you're kind of both as bad.
Ignore?
I don't think I ever ignore.
Not respond.
Not respond?
You do not respond.
Yeah.
I'll go...
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably... I don't know. I think we both can not respond at times.
I ignore the finance team a lot.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll go James then.
What? Just because you want to?
No, because Xanthi will message me constantly about needing receipts, and I'm there like, it's not that I'm ignoring her, it's just that I'll get round to it in my own time. And she knows that as well. We've got a good working relationship now, me and Xantha.
To be fair, I do ignore them, actually. I'll just see the message and I'm not going back to that.
Look at this shoddy workmanship. This is falling apart here. Pens don't even stay together.
I wish we had a Chloe one of these, because I say,
Chloe,
who does the worst, Mr. and Mrs. Times? And I told up Chloe, both sides. These are shocking.
Point instead, mate.
It's fine.
Well, put it this way, if you'd have asked me and James to do these, you would not have got this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have anything.
You know how we were talking about standards?
They wouldn't be here.
Expecting the best.
Yeah, exactly. Go on, keep going.
I know my answer to this one. No offence. Who would be the worst boss to work for?
I'm a good boss.
What's your answer?
James, purely out of the fear.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm saying James.
I think you're more like... It's like you've got more the emotional side sometimes.
Empathy.
Yeah. I can't explain it, James.
Wow.
No, I'm enjoying this.
Wow.
This is the first time today that there's any shade from Chloe in your direction.
Shade, but I see some of the things you say to designers, and if that was to me, I'd be like, oh my God, where's the tissues?
Why do you say me?
Because I think I'm a great boss.
That's not good.
So you are a great boss.
You just,
You ask any of my staff, and they'll say I'm a great boss.
Yeah.
It's the people that don't work for me that might not think I'm a good boss.
no, it's not you're not good. It's just scary.
No. It's
Okay.
all right, Chloe. You've said that I'm not a good boss. It's fine. I'll remember this.
This is not a good one for you.
It's not. I feel like I might be.
This is going to come back on you more so than
Oh
Not
God.
anyone else. Yeah, you made a lot of enemies today. 2 people.
Who would accidentally start off his drama?
Yeah, I think we could easily
Yeah.
both do it. Yeah. I mean, have we ever started in the office?
No, I was going to say this is really like a.
I just
Better
feel like
question.
it would it's because you put accidental in there. Because it's accidental, either of us could do it.
Yeah, it's right.
Because we
Yeah.
just wouldn't think that we could start it by whatever we would say.
Yeah, you're right. It would definitely be accident. If we did start it, it would be accident.
Yeah. Okay.
I
And
mean,
who?
he would start off his drama.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I'm just putting it back. You know,
Yeah, this is where if we had a third one,
Yeah, we had a Chloe
would be
one.
it.
We should redo this right now and go and get a Chloe one. Get one of these shots.
it will only take you 2 minutes.
I've
to
never.
do.
I've never started off his drama.
It
Anyway.
takes you 2 minutes. I'll be disappointed to do this. Jeez.
No, a minute and a half of it is finding the picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. But
Who would last one day as a delivery driver and quit?
I don't think either of us would quit after one day.
Oh, I would know who I would have voted for this one.
You go with me. Oh, yeah, of course. If it's negative, then go me.
It's not negative, but I just think I don't know what my thought process. But if I had to pick, it would be you.
You say I'm a quitter.
No, I'm not
No,
saying
I
that.
don't think.
That isn't my.
Chloe's going more down like the DIY route.
Yeah,
Just be there like, I can't be asked with this.
yeah, getting in and out the van, have your parcel, love.
I'll get somebody else to do this. That's what Chloe's on about.
Yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, I'd start a logistics company and I'd hire drivers. You're
Yeah.
right. It's exactly what I'd do.
So who?
All right, you're fine. Then yeah, okay. All right, I'll go with that.
You've made a good point, Chloe.
Thank you. And then I've just got 3 last questions. How well do you know each other? So what's their go-to phrase in meetings?
Meetings.
Meeting.
Or just in general, if you have not a particular meeting phrase.
There's a word that I know that James says, and it's my tell for James when I know that he doesn't know the answer to what he's going to say. He's always done it, which is realistically, right? And I know that's James's thinking word,
Yeah.
right? So this is an insight for everyone. James gets asked a question, he doesn't know the answer. You'll go, well, realistically, and I know that's a long enough word for James to, because you know James, to be fair, he's a clever fellow. I don't mind saying that. So realistically, there's enough time for James to be thinking, what am I actually going to say in answer to this question?
And if it's really difficult, I'll just be like, well, realistically.
Like in slow-mo.
yeah, it's slow mo. Yeah.
Dan can say anything in a meeting. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
One that he's saying a lot at the moment, and I haven't said this to you, but he's irritating me at the moment.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, why not? Yes, come on.
One would say.
Oh,
Say that, yeah.
It's not the fact that he's saying one would say.
Is it the phrase after?
It's the fact that he has to add on one would say. Simon Hills.
Yeah.
Like,
That's my Simon Hill's phrase.
or he'll look
didn't say
at
that.
Si and he'll be like, and I'm there like, or he'll look at me and be like, I'm there like, there's no need.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to say one would say one would say. But
Own it.
don't put an exclamation point on the fact that you've said one would say.
You know what? That is spot on. I'm not even arguing that because I have to be honest with you. It's become part of my natural vocabulary to say
Yeah.
one would say. It's come quite natural to me now. But it's the poshest thing I say. Right. And I'm not posh by any means. So it feels so unnatural for me to say one would say. However, one would say a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? And so it does just sort of
Just me and Chloe would say, you could say,
Yeah.
rather than saying one would say.
Yeah.
yeah. But you are right. I do the or
Yeah.
something else. Do you know what I mean? I can't help it. Yeah, I can't. He's annoying now. I agree with you. I can see why that would annoy someone.
It's like a reflex
It
reaction.
is
for you.
ridiculous because I don't want to be known as someone that would say one would say.
Why not? If you're going to say it, just own it.
It's just I'm not that posh.
You
It's bougie.
the thing is with you, you are like, you pick up things really easily.
Yeah.
Like if you spend enough time with someone, like you'll start talking like them.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's a sales thing that is mirroring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a little sales tip for you if any budding salespeople are watching here. So, you know, the sweetest sound to an individual is their own name. So if you're meeting a prospect, you say, Oh, hi, Chloe. Chloe, it's good to see you, Chloe. Everyone likes to hear their own name. So it's a little...
What if you don't like your name?
I don't like hearing my full name.
Mate,
Chloe?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Too harsh.
Too harsh. Chloe's like one of the softest names going.
I'd rather a nickname. Anyway.
moving on.
Bitch. What? Keeping that in. What a great culture we've got.
It's really bringing
Not
it down.
about the real, actually, bitch.
Sorry.
Moving on. What would they do if they weren't in this job?
What in this? So let's answer this question. So
Yeah, clarify.
If they weren't in this job but still like worked in technology, or they weren't in like this industry at all, they were doing something completely outside of it.
That one.
The second one.
Yeah.
Because that's a completely different question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about this. I mean, what would James be doing? I could see James like being like an artist or something.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like working for a newspaper, doing like the comics.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I just want to do that. But
Yeah.
Not comic, I couldn't see that.
Yeah, but like being like an art, like doing something arty, I could see.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, I did. I don't know whether I should. I don't know whether I. Yeah, I'm gonna say it because I've built it up too much now. But I did. I was thinking of going to uni the first time to do fashion design.
I think you said this.
So, yeah, that's what I wanted to do initially.
Okay, so
And then
something
changed
arty
it.
was
Yeah.
right, wasn't it? So yeah, I do know James well enough to be something arty.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah.
Dan. I like how we've gone to answering for each other.
Yeah.
What would you do if you weren't doing? Because Dan's a hard one because he can't do technology or sales. So, because that's his job, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I laughed. I thought you said you couldn't do it either.
No.
fuck it.
That's what I laughed.
You all right? Jeez. So, I don't think you would have ended up in a manual labour job.
No.
No.
Rule that
I
out.
think you tried that, right?
Yeah, I tried that. Yeah, you rule that out.
Rule that out.
Yeah.
These are tricky. To be honest, I don't think I could see Dan not doing something that isn't like running a business.
Mm.
Like, I feel like he would want to. He'd be self-employed. If he wasn't doing something, he'd be self-employed doing something for himself.
I always think to myself, no matter what job I did, I would end up being the manager or the boss of that job
Yeah.
within maybe like a couple of weeks. He'd be like, he's wasted doing this, right? Or I would like hustle my way into, I'd be like, why don't I do that? Do you know what I mean? I'm just that sort of,
That's where we're pretty similar, right? When I was training to be a teacher, I didn't want to really necessarily be a teacher. I wanted to be a head teacher.
Yeah.
Like, I was going in thinking, I'll be a teacher, and then after a couple of years, I'll be a head teacher, of course. Like, when I had my first job at Gap, like, I wanted to be the manager.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I think it's just always about getting hired, but I don't know.
Do you know what I think I would have liked to have done? I'd have liked to have been a solicitor.
I could
Yeah.
see you actually doing that.
Yeah, but like a proper courtroom one.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was only after watching Suits.
No, you are right. So I didn't have that aspiration before, but
Oh.
no, sorry, I'm not ruining this amazing contraption you built.
Do we still need these? by the
Yeah.
way?
Oh, no. God, no. Sorry. Try them.
Oh, great. Yeah, get rid of them.
Whoa. Last question. What's their red flag as a colleague?
Red flag? What do you mean?
Red flag?
As a colleague? What do you mean as a colleague?
Like working with them, what's their one red flag?
What do you mean when you know they're in a bad mood or something?
No, but like a red flag, like a warning sign or something.
A warning sign?
Like my red
What's bad about them as a
like
colleague?
I'm just trying
Or
to
what?
a red flag, like
Well, you answer what's my red flag from your perspective?
She'll say you've got about 20, mate.
No, I don't know why I'm asking this.
I would say you
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
She could say anything.
I would say probably how I'm just thinking of something at the minute. You stick to your guns.
That's a red flag.
At times I think, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, you don't see my point of view.
I would say for me is emotional. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve, yeah.
You think that's bad?
Yeah, because like you need to be quite level sometimes, right? And I can go one way or the other because I can be quite emotional.
Yeah.
If we're answering for ourselves,
I actually meant for each other, but
Oh,
that was very reflective. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm taking inspiration.
I mean, I've done much better because I did used to get emotional a lot more than I do now. I think I've died down my emotionalness over the last couple of years.
Yours comes out in like fits and starts.
Yeah, like if I have a moment, then it's I'm really mad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So but it doesn't happen as frequently as it used to. The
Crazy eyes.
The crazy eyes, as Simon Hills calls them, when my eyes go like that, because I'm just like, I'm fuming, and we don't have to deal with the person anymore that used to give me the real anger. And again, I won't say his name, but a lot of the clients will know straight away who I'm talking about. You really get the fire going. So if I was being critical of myself, like James was, which I think was quite an honest moment, I don't know. I'm just really well balanced overall, I guess.
That's a bloody red flag.
Cockiness.
Yeah.
Cockiness, yeah. No, I don't think I'm cocky. I think that'd be too harsh to say that I'm cocky. Too humble.
My problem
You're not humble.
is
What?
You are humble. You are.
I'm not.
Red flag.
Red flag. I don't know. It's hard to say about yourself, isn't it? What would you say, James?
for you.
I would say that maybe I actually am too forgiving. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do forgive and forget. I have a real forgive and forget. And not everything should be forgiven. Do you know what I mean? But I just can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? I just can't. I don't hold grudges.
Yeah. I think that is one. I think for you,
That's one, but here's another.
Yeah, another, yeah.
no, I think it's along the
What did you say about me? What was your thing about me? Red flag? What was your red flag a minute ago? I like how I'm getting one from each of us.
Can't remember, but I think, what was it? Probably got a few up there.
Yeah.
Controlling, she said, didn't she?
No.
Oh, you stick to your guns.
I don't know why.
Stick to your guns.
Stick to your guns.
Stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, stick to your guns.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's a bigger picture.
What?
There's a bigger picture sometimes.
Oh, I don't see the bigger picture. That's what you're saying. Wow.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just thinking of the current in my head, what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking of right now, and you've been harping on about it to me for months. Right, so now you've made a decision on me.
My one for you is, you know how, what did you just say for yourself?
Too forgiving.
Too forgiving.
Yeah.
I think it's along those lines, right? Like, you'll waste too much time on things that you know you're not going to do. Just because it's like, I can't be asked to have this argument. I'll just listen and like...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. I will humour people. Even though I know I'm never going to...
Yeah.
This is a bit like this stick to the guns thing, right? You know, you'll harp on to me. You're wasting your own breath because I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll humour you and let you talk, even though what you're saying is irrelevant.
Like, because I've worked with Dan for so long, I know when he's already made up his mind about something.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, there's no point in talking to him now.
Yeah.
Like, but people that haven't worked with him as long will keep talking to him, thinking that they're going to change his mind. And it's like, well, actually, like, unless you've got a really good point, he'll see if you've got a really good point, and this is where we've got a good relationship where I know sometimes not to carry on talking about it, and then I'll find something and I'll be there like, that's the reason actually. And I'll go back to him and I'll talk to him and we'll come to it. But some people will just go to him constantly and be like, well, this is what we need to do. And he won't change his mind. But there's a lot of people that do that in the business, and I think you entertain it too much.
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah. Yes, you are right. Yeah. I think reflection for me today is stop entertaining people that just don't have good ideas. I think I should stick to my guns more. I think that's what James is saying.
I love the fact, like, talking about this. There was one person that used to work with us, and you'd be there like,
What, here?
yeah, and you would be like, they've always got ideas. They'd have 10 ideas, and one of them would be good. But I've got to listen to 10 to get to the one.
Yeah.
I'll do that once.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to.
You actually mentioned this person indirectly today as well, but he's very indirect. You won't remember why you mentioned them. I do, because I know who James is talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 ideas. I think what I actually said was 10 ideas, 9 go in the bin, and 1's all right. But then the one that's all right, you need 3 of them for actually. So it's 30 ideas to get to one actual idea you do anything with.
Yeah.
But they just had a lot of verbal diarrhea of ideas, basically.
he was always called, like, the word that he'd use to describe him as well was dross. And I'd just like, you'd have 10 ideas, 9 of them were dross. He'd just say like, yeah, that's a great word.
Dross is a great word. Yeah, I like dross. Yeah, dross. Yeah, it's a good word.
I don't know who you're on about.
Yeah, you will in a minute. We'll finish the
Later.
podcast
Okay.
first.
Well, we are finished.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have we done some
5 + 1.
reflecting?
Well, I wasn't expecting that, man, and I feel like I've been attacked actually quite a bit today. I mean, I don't know how much of this will make it to the actual episode, but I think people watching will probably think that, you know, I should call like the Samaritans or something today.
Wow.
I know that was a bit 0 to 100.
Yeah, no, you've really gone for me today.
Give me a red flag if it makes you feel better.
What?
I know I've got loads.
Yeah, you have got loads.
Reflect.
We don't even need to give,
Oh,
Yeah.
we don't need to say anything to you, do we?
You know, you would give your own.
You know you're an overthinker.
Yeah, that is probably your biggest red flag, yeah, overthinker. Yeah. But you probably, my best advice to you is listen to me the first time, because the amount,
like 3 times this week already.
yeah, and I've been right about the thing that I said to you the first time all 3 times. So, you know, I'd take that snippet of me saying that, listen to me the first time, and I'd have that playing.
That sign say on your desk.
Yeah.
Wait, let me overthink this.
Yeah. It's a good podcast, that was, Chloe. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Claire.
I enjoyed that. Thank you. Well done, James. Well done.
Didn't that be funny?
Congratulations, 6 years.